In this training, you're going to learn effective way to answer, hey, what do you do? So if you go to networking or your friend asks you, what do you do? And by the way, that's a question that a lot of times people are scared of. Like, what should I say when people say, what do you do? So I'm going to give you a couple of things. The first step is when people ask you what you do, okay? So people are asking you, what do you do? What do you do? Whoa, that question, right? How many of you here are scared of it or unclear when people ask you that question? Right? Be honest. Okay, what do you do? First thing is you have to visualize people are interested in the business. Visualize interest. So you shouldn't be saying most people think this is a pyramid scheme. Most people are very skeptical. Most people are, think it's a pyramid scheme doesn't work. Because if you start thinking like that, immediately you're not going to have any confidence. Because the second step is you got to be confident. Whatever you say, it's not necessarily what you say, is you have to be confident. The reason why people attack you, it's just one of those pyramid schemes, is because you're not confident. It's like people who are lying to you, like, especially with young kids, right? Like my second son, that lately he's been lying a little bit, and my wife would ask him a question. And I was like, oh, how do you know he did that? So I can tell, once I ask him, I can tell he reacts. I know he's lying. Because he's not confident. Now, good liars, not teaching you how to lie, good liars are very confident. They'll stare you in the eyes without flinching and be very confident. Right? Confidence is everything. But you cannot get this confidence if you're not visualizing interest. If you're scared that people are going to ask this question, because you're worried about, they're going to ask, is this a pyramid scheme? Well, not one of those things. You're visualizing negative already. You got to visualize positive. People are interested. Or at best, worst, they're neutral. Right? Visualize interest or neutral. Why would they? Now, the only reason why they may sound, this is one of those pyramid schemes, is if you talk too much. Okay? You can't be talking too much. Don't talk too much. Talk less. Right? The more you talk, the more you lose. Okay? The more you talk, the more you lose. More you talk, the more you lose. Because you sound like what? Sound like a salesperson. If people say, that sounds like one of those pyramid schemes, it's normally because you're talking too much. And when you talk too much, you either sound like a salesperson or you talk about some stuff that totally does not make sense. I mean, think about it. How can you explain network marketing in like 1 minute, 2 minutes? You start rambling on, and next thing you know, you talk your head off, and the person's like, I just asked you what you do. Like, if someone asks you, what do you do? I'm a fireman. I help fight fires. What do you do? I'm a policeman. Oh, what do you do? I'm in construction. I build high-rise skyscrapers. Right? It's simple. Oh, what do you do? I'm an engineer. Oh, what type of engineer? I'm an aeronautics engineer. I work for Boeing. We're working on a new rocket ship, rocket technology. That's it. They don't say anything else. Right? What happens if you ask, hey, what do you do? I'm an engineer. What type of engineer? I'm an aeronautics engineer. I helped, we're working on Boeing to shoot rockets, to launch new satellites. We have new technology right now. We got government contracts. That person keeps talking. You're like, shut up. You're boring, right? How many of you know people like that keeps talking on and on? You immediately don't want to even talk to that person. And a lot of distributors make that mistake. What do? They either don't say anything because they're scared, or they talk too much about how, I got to discover this great company, great products. This is this new product that come out from whatever. It's just on and on. Okay, the more you talk, the more you lose. Don't forget that. So talk less, and you got to be confident. Now, what do you actually say? I'm going to give you two things. What do you actually say? So you can lead with the product or business approach, right? So just say you're leading with the product approach. You can take a product approach, or you can lead with a business approach. Business or product. So if you're leading with a product, that's because you have a win already. You have a story behind your product. So say I give you an example. What do? I market a product that helps people who want more energy, like the way I used to. I used to be really down with a lot of, always tired all the time. And then I did something, changed up a routine, used something that totally helped me out. Do you know anyone that would be interested to have more energy? All right? So there you go. I market a product. I market a product to people blank. Okay? Like the way I was. Like me. I was. And then I did this. And then what did you do? What did you do? And you want to keep it short. And you ask them, do you know anyone? You're asking for that referral. All right? I'm going to give you an example, another example. Just say you sell energy, saving money on services. I market a product to people who want to save money on the energy bill, like the way I used to. I lived in Ohio, really cold. Now, energy bill always goes up in the winter. And then I found out about something. A friend told me about something that totally dropped my energy bill. We save a lot of money now. Do you happen to know anyone that wants to save money on the energy bill? All right? So does it make sense? Oh, I market a product. It's just that you do weight loss. I market a product to people who want to lose weight, like the way I did. I did tons of things that never worked. And then finally, my friend told me about something. I started and it worked amazing. By the way, do you know anyone that's interested to lose weight? Okay, so I market a product to people blank, like the way I used to. I did so many different things that never worked. But then I found out this. Do you know anyone that's also interested? Okay, I'll give you one more. I market a product to people who want to stay healthy, especially during the winter to catch the flu. I used to get sick all the time with the flu cold. I would miss work. And then my friend told me about this product, and I tried it, and I never get sick anymore. Do you know anyone that's tired of getting sick and wants to be healthier? Okay, is this helpful? Okay, if you want to take a product, very quick, just what was that, 30 seconds, 40, if you speak a little slower like me, maybe 45 seconds, right? But it's very simple like that. Right now, if you don't have a product story, but you want to leave the business, so what do? I help people earn an extra $200 to $500 a month part-time without interfering with their current job. Yeah, company's expanding. Do you know anyone that is interested to earn an extra $205 a month? Okay, so I help people earn an extra $200 to $500 a month part-time without interfering with their current job. Okay? Without interfering. Current job. That very important because most people think, oh, I'd love to earn, but I don't have time. I love to earn, but I got 3 boys and I have 3 kids. I have I got a job already. I have a second job. I have to cook dinner. I don't have the time. Right? So without interfering with their current job. Or I want to work, but I'm in school right now. Or I'm in a job right now. I don't know if my boss will let me. I don't know if I can do it. Without interfering with the current job. So I help people earn extra $200 to $500 a month part-time without interfering with their current job. Our company's expanding. Do you know anyone that'd be interested? Okay? And you ask them, the referral, indirect, ask for a referral. Got it? Makes sense? Okay, now, if someone asks you, what is it actually you do? Now, you can say what industry, but the key is talk less. Never present on the spot. Okay, never present on the spot because who presents on the spot normally? Ding! Salespeople. You just said that. Salespeople present on the spot. So immediately be like, hey, does that increase curiosity? No. Remember, you always want to increase curiosity, decrease resistance. So once you start talking, the more you talk, you're decreasing curiosity and increasing resistance. Right? People are now leaning in. Now, you may say what industry you're in. And most say what industry. Maybe you want to talk about the industry you're in. Right? So we're in the energy sector. And if they want to learn, we're in the energy sector. By the way, if you learn, I'm in a rush right now. I can't really talk. But if you want to learn more, let's connect on Facebook. And then we can set up a time I can share a little bit more about you. Or you can give me the names of people that can help. But I'm really in a rush. I really got to go. Okay? Or, yeah, I'm in a rush. Now it's not a good time. I actually have another meeting. I need to focus on something. And it's important, right? You do not present on the spot. because you become a salesperson. There's no posture. You become desperate and needy. You don't want to be the desperate Duncan or the needy Nelly, right? You don't want to be like those characters. You want to create curiosity. Okay, everyone who's eager to sell, they're always salespeople, and people want to avoid that. Right now, last question. This is helpful. Last thing I want to emphasize. So what should you do? Should I approach the product or the business approach? Should I do the product or the business? And it goes to about what are you more passionate about? What is your story and your win? What touches you more? Right? Think about your story. What are you more passionate about? Which part do you have a better story? And if you have the product experience, it's the easiest to lead with the product because that's an easy story you can share. Business, a little bit harder, especially if you're new. But I mean, one win. You want to think about your win. Whatever win you have, that's what you go with. A business, you can also have a win. A win for the business would be, I'll give you an example of what a win would be. Like, even if you got started, your fulfillment. Your fulfillment, if you feel fulfilled, you're excited, and you love your business, you're excited about life, that's a win. Right? So someone says, what type of result you have? I love it. I mean, I'm happy. I feel fulfilled every day. I'm really excited. Life is way better now than before. You don't need to say that much. It's all about being confident. Right? So recap real quick. What do you do? Remember, you always want to increase curiosity, decrease resistance. First of all, it's always think and grow rich. Everything starts here. Everything happens 2 times. First in the mind and then in reality. So if you think, oh, that person's going to answer the pyramid scheme, you're nervous, you're going to sound nervous and they'll pick up on that. Oh, why are you sounding like that? Because the last person I asked, what do you do? They say, I'm an engineer. I do work. He doesn't sound nervous, but you sound nervous. So what's going on there? They immediately think it's a scam or something's going on. So visualize interest, visualize success. That'll allow you to be confident. Okay, once you're confident. Another rule, talk less. The more you talk, the more you lose. You need to talk less to more people. But for one person, talk less. Okay, the more you talk, the more you lose. And you either go to product approach or the business approach. Product approach, hey, I market a product, blah, 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 to people who want, just like the way I did. Share your little brief story. Do you know anyone that'd be interested in a product like that? Do you know anyone that'd be interested wants what I have? Right? So, hey, I market a product to people who want to lose weight, like the way I used to. I used to try weight loss, never worked. But then my friend told me something, totally worked. I'm much happier now. Do you know anyone, and I lost all this weight, do you know anyone that's interested to lose weight? If you want to take a business approach, hey, I help people earn an extra $200 to $500 a month part-time without interfering in their current jobs. Do you know anyone that'd be interested to earn an extra Our company's expanding right now. Do you know anyone that wants to earn an extra $200 to $500 a month? All right, and if they ask you what it is, I say you can talk about the industry, but hey, now's not a good time. I actually have a couple meetings going on. I'm in a rush. Give me your. Let's connect on Facebook, and I'll be in touch with you the next day or so. Okay, and if you want to do a phone call, you can say, hey, I can touch base with you. Right now, it's not a good time. Let's set up a time to talk. Once you get, I have some free time tomorrow, and then set that specific time to follow up. All right, so that is how you answer the question, what do you do?